Oh, okay.
Well.
Looks like we have our round 3 here with Paul versus David on Mono White Sunmare.
So, Paul is on the rock.
Yes.
This is a very traditional green-black control list, I'm going to assume.
That sounds about right. They better change the back. Yeah. They don't. I don't think they will be changing the back of the card. Struggles real, but on their digital assets like Arena and Moto, they have them changed. Is that a Paper Tiger versus a Rock Lobster? So I believe the Paper Tiger wins.
Mono White Sunmare is on the play.
Mono White Sunmare. I think Mono White Sunmare is actually
the 4-color toolbox deck.
4-color toolbox Eldritch Evolution Cats.
Yeah, that's what David has been playing before.
Yeah, because I think I played that. And so I think the way that David is going to... Mono White Sunmare is a joke, by the way.
It's a long-running joke.
It's a running joke here at the store. But David is running a 4-color toolbox deck that relies somewhat on Saheeli Rai and the Felidar.
And,
not Sovereign, but Guardian.
Yeah, so Alex knows this. He did Meddling Mage Felidar Sovereign.
Yeah, because I have not played in a while.
His opponent did cast a Felidar Guardian the next turn.
Yeah. So it uses the Saheeli Cat combo that used to be in Standard for just a second to go infinite. And
that was a real quick banning.
Yeah, kill you with infinite cats. The way that David tries to do this is to use toolbox stuff in Abzan and use Eldritch Evolution to sack yourself into something that you want, basically.
Yeah, Eldritch Evolution is a sweet card.
Crested Sunmare, the key card in Mono White Sunmare. Sadly, we probably will not see a copy of it here tonight.
You know, I was really sad that we didn't actually put together Mono White Sunmare when the Diamond Mare was... Yeah, when Diamond Mare came out.
Yeah, so you could have some horse tribal. There were a couple horses. There's Shield Mare, there's Plague Mare, there's all the different mares.
Blind Mare is a very sweet Magic card.
Paul here is going to be on the rock for 95. Took a break till just now. Oh, awesome, man. Well, hey, you picked a good time to come back, and if you like old school Magic, we're one of the few people on the island that play old school Magic consistently. We do it without power, mainly because it's pretty hard to get power.
You know, Vorbro, I am agreeing with you on that one.
Plague Mare is going to have a chance.
Yeah, with all the new 1 toughness creatures.
I'm sure Jake the Tech Guy will be able to link our most recent YouTube old school video if you want to take a look. We play Powerless Old School, and we tend to have a good time. So Paul is on the rock. That is a Golgari deck, black and green, and the way it tends to win is creature removal in black.
Yeah.
And then hand removal in black.
Yeah. And then a Tarmogoyf in green.
And then, basically
a beater in green, which is
basically
usually
other stuff. Yeah.
Tarmogoyf.
So David has Saheeli Rai in hand. He has a Voice of Resurgence, Eldritch Evolution, all things he wants. 2 lands, which are good for him, a fetch land and a basic.
Is that a Knight of Autumn?
I believe that's a Knight of Autumn. So David is really just looking for one more card to get in.
Paul's hand here.
Paul has
Field of Ruin,
4 lands, Thoughtseize, Inquisition of Kozilek, and a Tireless Tracker.
Yeah, he's also got the Field of Ruin is going to be pretty sweet, but he also had the fetch to go with the Tireless.
Yep.
He's in a pretty solid spot.
They both have good starting hands. So David's going to open with a Noble Hierarch.
Yep.
One of the most common cards played in Modern. Big for humans, big for toolbox decks, Abzan as well. Inquisition's going to be able to take a look at David's hand. And Paul is going to see he's facing some sort of combo deck.
Yep. Now, I would probably take the Voice of Resurgence here.
So he has nothing to cast?
Well, that and it allows him to use instant speed cards.
That's true.
Most effective.
You're right. He's looking at Renegade Rallier, I believe. That's the one with...
That's a pretty sweet one.
Yeah, he can bring a creature power 2 or less, or CMC 2 or
it's
less.
Power.
Okay, power 2 or less if he has Revolt. So he will be able to Revolt with the fetch land. So he would be able to bring back the Voice of Resurgence, I believe, with the Renegade Rallier. Now, Paul having a second discard card in his hand,
that allows him to take that Renegade Rallier,
exactly.
So there's no Resurgence.
So on turn 2, there's no way for David to be able to do that just yet. Maybe, actually, with the Noble Hierarch.
Yeah, if he has the opportunity to do it here, I think it's best to.
Okay, so he's going to fetch.
that being said, Paul thinks ahead a lot.
Paul also has removal in his hand as well, right?
Yeah.
So there are options.
I'm sure Paul knows what's about to happen, and I'm sure he already has something planned for it.
Struggle is real. I am a Dimir player, and Surveil is my favorite mechanic. It's not that easy to play, but if I get to play it, I love playing Surveil.
I think Surveil is probably one of the best mechanics to come out in a very long time.
Yep.
Definitely better than Scry.
Yeah, Surveil opens up a few extra lines of play because your graveyard now comes into play.
Yeah.
As opposed to just scrying your own deck.
But can I just say how awesome it was not to see Dredge
yeah.
this time around?
Paul Inquisition of Kozilect, David, which is a different card than Inquisition, but basically it took a CMC card 3 or less out of David's hand. There we go.
Yep. Such a brutal looking card.
It looks like David fetches a Steam Vents, is going to play a Renegade Rallier, triggering Revolt, bringing out the Voice of Resurgence.
Yeah.
So next turn, David will be able to access either Saheeli Rai or Eldritch Evolution.
That's pretty sweet.
Now Paul has to make a decision either to take the Saheeli Rai out of his hand this turn or work on some sort of removal.
Yeah, I'm not too sure that played out exactly how Paul wanted it to.
Yeah, we'll see. Looks like he is going to Thoughtseize. David picked up a Tireless Tracker of his own, generating more value himself. And I'm pretty sure... Oh, no. Paul takes the Eldritch Evolution.
Yeah. It's a good call. Showing the Saheeli Eldritch Evolution right now...
Eldritch Evolution is the thing that'll get him... that'll get him to the card that he needs.
Yeah.
Saheeli Rai, Paul might have an answer to after it hits the board.
Well, the other thing, too, is that Saheeli Rai is a solid card, but it only does 1 damage at a time.
Yes. Saheeli Rai is basically there to enable the Guardian combo.
Yeah. Well, it also gives him a Scry, which is pretty good, but... Yep.
It looks like he wants to play out the Tireless Tracker.
And the land.
Yep.
Yeah. I did not expect Tireless Tracker to show up as far as it did in the other formats.
Tireless Tracker
it's a great card.
Has turned out to be one of the best cards to come out of that block.
Yeah.
It generates... It's probably the best 3-drop in green in actually multiple formats.
Yeah.
Because
it's played in Legacy too.
It generates card advantage in green, which is really hard to do to begin with.
Least effective card advantage.
Yeah, and to activate it is not that hard, especially with fetch lands and other things. So it
honestly
hits
though,
the sweet spot.
I expected Grim Flayer to be as relevant as Tireless Tracker currently is.
Well, there's still time for that. We don't know just yet.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true. With the Assassin's Trophy picking up or making green-black come back.
So I think with Guild of Ravnica, there was a lot of hype surrounding Assassin's Trophy coming in.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a couple of cards that interact with the graveyard from Guild of Ravnica that we haven't seen in Magic's history before. So I think
the instant speed demonic tutor.
Yeah, I think that
card is
that the gruesome menagerie?
No, Mausoleum Secrets.
Oh, Mausoleum Secrets.
That card is gross.
Right. All of those will have an impact on Modern. We'll just have to see. There's not a Modern event for about 2 or 3 weeks. Like big, large tournaments, so we'll see if they start showing up. And then I think throughout the winter, we're going to actually see... That's a Maelstrom Pulse coming down, I believe.
It is.
So it destroys target permanent.
And David's all permanents with the same names.
Yep. And David's going to sack to get the clue in response. Just to get as much value out of his Tireless Tracker as possible.
Yeah, there's no reason not to sack it here.
Yep. So as soon as David gets his land fetched, the clue will go up and the Tireless Tracker will be exiled. Is it destroyed?
It's just destroyed.
It's destroyed, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Maelstrom Pulse, that's right.
That card is sweet. I remember when I first got back into Magic, at Rise of the Eldrazi.
Okay. Are we?
Jund was super gross.
Ah, yes. That was probably the heyday of Jund, huh? Around that time?
Yeah. Liliana... Liliana Vest was played in it, but there was Putrid Leech.
Right.
Bloodbraid Elf. Bituminous Blast. The worst thing ever happened to me ever in anything Magic. He bit blasted my Obstinate Bailout off the table, which flipped into a Bloodbraid Elf, cascaded into a Blightning, which killed my Mind Sculptor.
Oh,
and then I got smashed in the face for 3 with the Bloodbraid.
Of course, you played Mind Sculptor, right? You're a control player always.
No, actually, I was playing. It's called Mythic Bant.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was a Sovereigns of Lost Alara Eldrazi conscription deck.
Gotcha. And then it just had Jace's in there because that was busted.
It's called Mythic Bant for a reason.
Gotcha.
It had like 17, 18 mythics in it.
That's crazy. So it looks like David just coming in with the fair game of Magic, coming in with the 2/2s.
Yeah. Going to play actually, Renegade Rallier, I believe, has 3 power.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's 3/2. Yeah, the Renegade Rallier. You're right.
Leaving up the white mana. I like that.
So Paul has effectively started to take down David's threats, but hasn't had enough to outvalue David on the board just yet.
We'll see it. He is looking at lethal next turn.
Yeah.
Well, almost lethal.
It's close. It's 5 and an activation.
Yeah, that's lethal. Yeah.
So we'll see what Paul has to answer this. Yeah, Vorbro, it looks like you've been checking out what Zoo looks like in the most recent version. It likes to go fast, certainly.
Now Paul playing his own blocker.
Yep. That should take care of the Rallier.
Yeah. Now, is the Rallier an ETB trigger only?
It is an ETB trigger.
Okay. Yeah, I like throwing it in front of the Rallier here.
Yeah, definitely just to save damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, Burning Tree Emissary is a sweet card when you can chain him with a couple others.
Yeah, it's a good one.
And the turn 1s and turn 2s on Zoo can be pretty gross. So let's see what David has. This is probably the key turn in this matchup right here.
Yeah, this is where everything can turn into Paul's favor.
So if David can squeeze enough damage through here, I feel like he should be able to squeeze just going wide.
Yeah.
But Paul might. We'll see what Paul has for an answer, because Field of Ruin in and of itself isn't that much of a threat. If anything, the Tireless Tracker is just there to block the threat.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen right here. It's gonna die in this combat.
So David's trying to take a look to see if he can squeeze in 2 more damage somehow. If not, Saheeli actually just turns into a 3-turn clock as well.
Yeah. Well, so here's the other thing that could happen is that Saheeli could make a copy of that Renegade Rallier.
Yeah, right. You're right.
And it has haste.
And the Phantasmal Image made a copy of
the Voice of Resurgence.
The Voice of Resurgence. Okay.
No. The Tireless Tracker.
Yes, because he cracked the clue.
Yeah.
Saheeli's copying the Renegade Rallier.
Yeah.
The clue cracked, so Revolt is triggered.
Yep.
And that will be bringing back that. And Paul has seen enough. We're going to go to game 2.
Yeah.
Well, we saw David's deck, without having the combo, still be able to outvalue. Basically, the 2-for-1s were too much for Paul to handle. Basically, the rock deck to handle.
Yeah, that Inquisition to get rid of the Voice of Resurgence that immediately
came back. Yeah. So the rock tries to pick apart your hand and pick apart your plan individually.
Yeah.
And if you are not able to gain value off doing that, it's hard for you to kind of generate some gas or a game plan.
It's not looking to do 1-for-1 interactions, that's for sure.
Right. It's looking for 1-for-2 interactions, or 1.5, or even taking your best card for a 1-mana card sort of thing.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're going to go to Sideboard and see what's going on.
It really feels like a good old value Jund.
Yeah.
Where the top card of my deck is going to be better than the top card of your deck.
Right. It's basically Jund without red. Is kind of without lightning bolt is basically what they're running.
Without Bloodbraid.
Right. Sorry, Bloodbraid was a more recent addition.
Yes,
to that.
Well, it was recently returned to the deck.
Which is interesting. How do you feel? I mean, we see a lot of sideboarding and stuff going on here. These are typical Modern matchups that we'll see all throughout the next few months, certainly, because Modern is such a wide and diverse format. Do you think Modern, and you guys, if you have your opinions on this at home, please let us know. Do you think Modern can survive more unbannings, or do you think we need kind of new?
I think that Modern could survive an unbanning of Stoneforge Mystic now.
That's the one people have been talking about a lot.
I really do. Like, I don't think it should happen, but I think it can happen.
All right.
Stoneforge doesn't feel too powerful at the moment.
All right. What if you equip like a Batter Skull to it?
I mean, there's decks out there that kill you on turn 2.
That's true.
Turn 3. We just saw a turn 3 kill with Infect.
We did. We saw turn 3 Hardened Scales infected round 2.
I mean, Stoneforge Mystic can get you a turn 3 Batter Skull, but that's not going to stop a turn 3 Flying Infect kill.
Yep.
I think the big one that they should look at maybe banning is Simian Spirit Guide.
Oh, interesting. It just cheats too much stuff.
It enables a lot of crazy things to happen.
So, but wouldn't like Mox Opal also be kind of like on that list too?
The problem is Mox Opal does require you to have multiple artifacts on the table.
Right. So there's a requirement. I got you. All right. So post sideboard, looks like Paul will be going first. He's got 2 or 3 big cards coming in. Not sure exactly what. But we can talk to him about it if he comes in later. Ancient Stirrings have had a lot of rumbling, Warbro. People do not like that card very much, especially people who play against Tron.
Tron is gone. Tron is done.
And the Tron flavors.
They printed, in the last 3 sets, they've printed 3 cards to deal with Tron.
I agree with you.
Only one of them is going to see... Well, Alpine Moon could see play. That card is very good.
So far, the only one we've been seeing show up is Dampening Sphere and Sideboards.
Oh, I forgot about Dampening Sphere.
Which one were you talking about?
Infernal Reckoning. Kills all the big Tron cards.
Infernal Reckoning we've seen a little bit. Yes, Struggle. We do sell Magic singles here. We have Magic singles from pretty much all formats, all ages of Magic.
You need some duels? We got some duels.
We've got Legacy stuff. We've got Reserve stuff. We got Standard needs, Modern needs.
Yeah.
Weird lands, cool lands, sealed product, supplementary product. We got it all, my friend. If you want to come down, we can certainly help you out here.
Yeah, but the ones... Dampening Sphere is one I forgot about. That card is...
That's the one I've been seeing the most.
Super sweet.
That's the one I've been seeing the most as far as like...
that card is really good. Alpine Moon shuts down a Tron piece.
I agree that there's a lot more Tron hate than there was in the past.
Yeah.
However, I still do see a good chunk of people playing Tron and still putting up results. So until those things have come to fruition,
what's gonna happen with Tron is it's gonna go like Dredge. Everybody's gonna bring in all these nice new sideboard answers for it, and it's gonna disappear for a while. And then once people get comfortable, nobody's playing Tron. I don't have to run. I have to devote 5 cards out of my sideboard,
which I think is happening right now.
Then it's going to make a big old resurgence.
And since you just said Tron is done, I feel like that's where we are right now. It looks like Paul has a Damnation, Assassin's Trophy, Fatal Push, Thoughtseize, and 3 lands, including a Field of Ruin.
I like that. That's a good hand.
That's a good hand. The Damnation itself is a good answer for David's Valley
even
Town.
The Assassin's Trophy. That hits the Saheeli. It basically hits anything that he doesn't want to see on the table.
Standard boosters, I believe, are MSRP, and I believe you get a bit of a discount if you buy the whole box. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
You get 10% off the cost of the box.
Yep. Yeah. And we have Magic here on Friday nights, as always. We have a rotating Friday schedule, which you can check on our website, if Jake could bring that up. We also have Standard Showdown and League on weekends, and of course any of the special Wizards events like Draft Weekend or Ravnica Weekend. We run all of those as well. Couple of special bigger things that stand out are like the Commander Tournament we have in November.
Commander's Cup November 17th.
Yep, and that's it right now. I think we run all the normal store championships and all that kind of stuff as well.
We do. And we always got people down here early on Fridays and Saturdays to play Commander or whatever you want to play.
David has 3 lands, Kiki Jiki, Birds of Paradise, and a Shalai.
I think I take this Birds of Paradise and David cries a little bit.
This is actually an interesting one to take. There might be a argument to take Kiki Jiki, but you're right. Birds of Paradise.
It's Birds of Paradise or Shalai from here. Kiki Jiki takes too long to come out.
Yep.
David's not showing any ability to have triple red at the moment.
Yeah, Kiki Jiki is something you can Eldritch Evolution into, basically.
Yeah, and Kiki Jiki also doesn't do anything on his own.
Yep, you're right. You got to take the thing that he can play.
Yeah.
So now Paul knows he has some time.
Yeah.
To kind of develop a board. Yeah. Now he's looking for one of his big threats like Liliana. Goyf would be great on turn 2.
Be a pretty sweet one right now.
Let's see what he picked off the top here.
I would like to fire off another discard spell if I was Paul.
Oh, I would love it, but I don't think he had one if I saw.
No, I don't think he did either.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like he drew it.
He had a couple lands. He has a Field of Ruin coming into play. The Field of Ruin actually might be relevant here given that David has multiple colors that he wants to be dealing with.
Yeah, Field of Ruin is very, very good.
Yeah.
Now, I know that David is very methodical.
Yep.
And when he builds decks, he makes sure that his land is.
Yeah, he's our in-house Frank Karsten. How many lands should I put in the deck? Guy.
What's the percentage of being able to do this by this?
By this turn, yeah. What's the likelihood I see my third land on turn 2? David got you. Struggle is real. We are not the owners of the store. Ben and I just shoutcast magic here on Fridays and usually Saturdays, depending on the event.
Yep.
Tomorrow is a little lighter because it's this one weird week. We have Magic League, so you get 3 packs. You get a promo card, and you kind of have we have a 5-week league that you play for fun. Ooh. All right, and David picked up a Renegade Rallier.
Gosh, I think I got to take the Sun Titan here.
Ooh.
It's just... Yeah, it's time before it comes down, but you don't want to give him that opportunity.
I almost want to take the Rallier.
Well, Paul did lose to that card last game.
Yeah, and I think Paul does have a variety of things that can deal with anything on the field in his hand.
Yeah, the problem, though, is that the Sun Titan is going to generate the value just by entering the battlefield.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, it costs 6, though.
Yeah.
And he's like, he has to take a look.
and like I said, Paul's got time, but that's probably one of the worst things Paul could see there.
Yep. And sorry, Struggle is real. Just to get back to your question, we shoutcast here on Friday and Saturdays. Tomorrow we have Standard League. If you want to just come down and check it out, we'd love to have you here. Next week we have Sealed on Friday, and then next Saturday is the start of our Standard Showdown, where you can come bring your Standard deck and compete for these special Standard Showdown promo packs, which have seeded... It's like 2 mythics or rares that exist in Standard, a foil land as well as...
A special foil land.
A special foil land.
I'm curious what these new ones are going to be.
And then a foil of anything, like any sort of foil. It can be any rarity, just a foil, basically. Actually, you might get 2 lands. I believe you get 2 lands, is that right?
In the previous ones, you have not. You got 2 rares.
2 rares or mythics. One land and 1 foil.
Yeah,
that's right.
Standard legal foil and 1 promo Standard Showdown land.
And if you come by here, both Ben and I frequent the store. We play when we can, but when we're not playing, we're usually commentating.
Struggle.
League is actually incredibly noob friendly.
Yeah. It puts everybody on the same even footing.
Yep.
You get 3 packs and you get to build a 30-card deck.
Yep. And that 30-card deck, if you play, I believe it's 3 games.
If you lose 3 games,
you can buy another pack, and then
you get to add 1 pack each week.
It's a good way to get new cards from guilds, for example. Learn the set. It's a good way to practice limited, and you can play anybody else who has a League deck, which means most of the people at the store, I believe.
Yeah, we do have a lot of people buy into League.
Yeah. So if you come down...
I did buy into the M19 League just to get a Reliquary Tower.
Yeah, and the promos are usually pretty cool. It's Necrotic Wound this time. Previously it was Reliquary Tower, which is a commander staple, and previous to that it was Unclaimed Territory, which is now a human staple.
Yeah, it's definitely a modern staple. It's also being played in Spirits, it looks like.
Yeah. Anything that you can name, like just creature or something.
I was really surprised at how very similar Spirits was to humans.
It's the same thing, but with spirits.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get to play the kind of cool
one more
spirit.
lord, basically.
Well, you also get to play Spell Queller, which I like a lot.
So
Paul,
I like what Paul's doing here. Response to the Shalai.
Yeah. Making sure David has to make a decision on what lands to actually bring in.
Yeah.
Because he knows Kiki-Jiki is there, and he knows the Sun Titan is there, right?
Yeah, and with David running 4 colors or more colors,
and we also know Eldritch Evolution is two green as well.
Yeah. He's forcing David to make a choice here.
Yep.
Does he want to be able to cast Sun Titan on curve, or does he want to be able to cast Kiki-Jiki at all?
And more importantly, I think he Field of Ruin to get the Revolt trigger so that he could Fatal Push Shalai.
Yes.
Yeah, Strugglers Real Man, we'd love to have you here. We're very welcoming to new players. There are people here who can help you in all aspects of the game, whether you're trying to play casually, play competitively.
Play on a budget.
You're on a budget. You're a commander player. There's guys here who just only play commander. We have a couple guys who build 3 commander decks a week just for the heck of it.
Yeah.
We have Ben here who builds what we call arch enemy decks, which are super strong commander decks that everyone wants.
Seem to be that way quite often.
Yeah. But
some of them are by accident too.
But as a whole, we're a very welcoming and great Magic community, and we'd love to welcome a new player anytime.
Now, I've been playing Magic for a long time.
Yep.
And
I will say that when I came back to Magic 3 years ago, coming here changed how I kind of approached Magic and helped me learn to be a better Magic player and just enjoy the game.
I was going to say the same thing. Without the community of players here in this store, I probably would have quit Magic again.
Yeah. And also, we have a pretty cool single. I actually think our singles selection is pretty sweet these days.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Yeah, we've been picking up a lot of cool stuff, and there's always stuff for everyone down here.
That's cool, yeah.
Awesome, man.
Hope to see you here.
Hope to see you. And if you can't make it by tomorrow, don't worry. Trying to make it by next week. We'll be here as well.
Agreed, Vorbro. Agreed.
That's nice to hear. I like that, Vorbro.
Aloha!
Andy!
He brought doggies.
Hello, little guy. Andy just came in. He's our...
Hello, buddy.
There's also doggies here. And
I am visiting you guys. I brought my wife and my 2 dogs.
Oh my god, I love these
Hello,
dogs.
wife and 2 dogs.
Sorry.
This is my wife, Debbie.
Hi, Debbie. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
Hi, Debbie.
you. Hi.
Your dogs are wonderful.
Yes.
She heard about a monthly calendar that we have here.
We have it every month.
How often does it come out, though?
I think monthly.
Usually monthly.
Andy reminds me about it every month.
Yeah.
So David looks like he got his Sun Titan now.
He did.
I believe that's the last... Oh, no, he also has a
Got the Renegade Rallier.
To get the Renegade Rallier back. Oh, hi. We have doggos here. And
So right now, Ben is holding one of my dogs. Would you care to guess what this one is named?
Trigger.
This is Ben.
Is it really?
Ben?
Ben is
Oh, that's
Ben.
awesome.
That's so awesome.
I like you. You're a cool little guy.
You guys are so cute.
He keeps looking at his papa, though.
Oh, it looks like Damnation came down, takes care of
Has
all
to.
the creatures.
There's no other option. There's
because
Sun
David
Titan
was
into
about to
Renegade
2 for 1,
Rallier.
3 for 1.
What is Paul doing on the rock?
Paul,
he's
Where's
exploiting.
Burn? And what's David doing without green? Oh, it's Mono White Sunbear.
Sunbear.
Gotcha. That makes perfect sense
So
now.
David wants to play Philidar Guardian, one half of the combo, and not named Philidar Sovereign. So Andy is our other co-caster.
Yeah.
And he has been here since the start of our streaming, and he's one of the staples and pillars here at Other Realms.
Yeah, we are going to miss him quite a bit.
I am moving on Monday.
He is moving on Monday to the mainland.
It's my last chance to be here.
Yeah, and he's popping in tonight, and we're very, very happy to see him, and we will miss him dearly.
I left a part of me with Vorbro. Vorbro, I see you in chat. He's got our cactus.
Oh, I love it.
So
Your succulents.
he's not going to let it die. He
Succulents.
promised he's not going to let our succulent die.
Yeah.
You get calling it a cactus.
It's a
Succulent.
cactus. It grows in the desert.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
He's
They water it once a week.
This is why
And
they're
I'm with you. It's
co-casters.
resilient like a cactus. It looks kind of cactusy, just without spikes.
Yep. Oh, Ben. Jake's beating me now.
Yeah, Jake picked up a couple more points along
we
the
gave Jake
way.
quite a few points this evening.
It looks like David is trying to Eldritch Evolution his Kitchen Finks. If he does that,
That's
might
a
get
combo.
that might get a Kiki-Jiki.
Yeah.
That costs 6. Does that sound about right?
Kiki-Jiki costs 5.
Oh, Kiki-Jiki costs 5, but
And it can get something that costs 5.
right.
Yeah, I would assume that Kiki-Jiki is the one he's going to get here.
So he's gonna play Kitchen Finks.
We're gonna duck out. These dogs have not eaten dinner yet.
Okay.
And
Well,
Maxie does not let us forget dinner.
All right, Maxie.
Maxie is serious about his food.
Okay. Well,
but I wanted to swing by and say, hey,
put you down,
are you gonna be here tomorrow?
I'm coming by tomorrow. It's
Okay.
League.
I know it is League.
Day.
We have a new friend here, Adam. Struggle is Real is a new player here. He's living out in Kapolei. Caught our stream in our YouTube.
Nice to meet you, Adam. Great group of guys here. You're gonna love it.
He's coming down tomorrow to check out the store for the first time.
You're gonna love it, man.
He feels like he's a bit of a noob in League, and we told him that's the best way to come down. And if you get a chance to meet Andy tomorrow, that's the guy. League starts at, is it 6 p.m. tomorrow?
I believe so. I'm not 100% sure on that, but usually the event starts
If you
at
come
6.
down and have a chance to meet Andy, that's the best guy ever to meet for your first game of Magic.
He's just the best guy ever.
That's true
Agreed.
as well. Agreed.
It's gonna be
My
hard
wife
to replace
might be biased.
Maybe a little bit.
No, I'm with her with the succulents. I'm with her for these as well.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, we're gonna miss you, buddy.
We're gonna miss you, my friend.
Well, I will miss you guys too. That's why I had to come by today and say
thank you so much for aloha, my friend. Thank you for joining
says
us.
Andy is a national treasure.
Andy is our local game store treasure.
National Treasure 3.
Yeah.
To search for
he even has a treasure token to mark how treasureful he is.
That's right.
And yeah, like your
League, I believe, is League.
Are you
is
biased?
League $10 basically or something?
Yeah,
you buy 3 packs.
It's 3 packs. I mean, it's the cost of 3 packs, and you get a box and a promo. Yeah.
And then you can add a pack every 3 losses or every week.
Now we see a Tasker from Paul here.
All right.
Yep.
You guys get back to the game.
Thank you very much, guys. Have a good night. Later, doggos. Thank you for joining us.
I will see you guys tomorrow. I hope to see you tomorrow too.
Aloha. Hope to see you guys tomorrow. Aloha, my friend. All right, man. Well, when you're POW work, come on by. We tend to do the same thing. As soon as we POW work, we kind of come hang out at the store, either play a little extra Commander or whatever, and then try and catch a couple of games. And if you like Commander, this is one of the best places to play Commander. Everyone has fun playing Commander here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
we don't have a lot of people showing up with like.
As for Ben, as for Andy, just come have a good time, man. No problem. We're happy to have you.
Paul's having some sweet turns here.
He is, and he's also been actually fading a lot of David's big combo pieces.
Yeah,
at the right times too.
Yeah, that I'm not sure when he did the Eldritch Evolution, but
I get the feeling something got killed off of it, but we'll see.
Well, I don't see a Kiki Jiki in play.
Nope. And David, I don't believe has. Oh, he has.
And it's in the graveyard, so it didn't resolve.
Yes. Yeah. So David has 2 cards in hand now. One is public information. I can't quite see it on the edge there, but we'll see how he wants to proceed. In a fair game of Magic right now, David doesn't have a ton of great outs against a 4/5 and a 3/2. But if at any point he's able to top deck and play the combo piece, either Saheeli or get to Saheeli, he can just win.
Yeah. Yeah, so Paul's in a dangerous spot here.
Yeah. And no means is he out of it.
No.
And it looks like is this a second Sun Titan?
Oh, that's the same Sun Titan. He got it back with the Eternal Witness.
And the Sun Titan is going to be looking for?
A land.
A land, okay.
He needs that 3rd red source, it looks like.
Right. Yeah, we know the other card is a Kiki Jiki in hand.
Yeah.
That's right.
So now Paul is on a clock.
Yes. Interesting to see if Paul is going to do something like Assassin's Trophy.
Yeah, he does still have the Assassin's Trophy.
To take out the Sun Titan, okay.
Interesting.
I mean, the Sun Titan on board is the biggest creature, certainly.
Yeah, but if he killed the Guardian...
Right.
Oh, I guess he does have the ability to activate Tassiger here on his next turn and potentially get back the Assassin's Trophy.
That's true.
Likely get back the Assassin's Trophy. Yeah.
What is that? That's a shiny land.
It's a Sharpie on a land over there on Paul's side. He's writing a message.
He is writing a message.
So that looks like a mountain that David got. That would make sense to me if he's going for the Kiki Jiki route.
What is this message? I can't. It's too shiny.
It looks like he's signing a card for Andy.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Andy got his Sunbirds invocation signed.
Ah.
Did you sign it yet?
No, I did not.
Go find him or see him tomorrow to sign it.
Yeah, I'll be here tomorrow.
Yeah. I signed that.
The Sunbirds Win Vacation.
Yeah.
It's one of Andy's favorite Magic cards.
He got double burning.
Yeah, he got to do that to you.
Yes.
That was a fun game to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, you died to it, but I'm sure you had fun. I'm sure you had fun having it happen to you.
I got crushed by it. I watched him play like it was like a Johnny Burning Suns, and I was like, oh. I guess it was the Battle of the Casters that night because we got to play that one night because for some reason we didn't have a stream or something.
It was the
there was like
Beer Fest.
Oh, okay, right. They were streaming something else. They were streaming a convention. Okay, so he does feel to ruin the Steam vents, hoping that David does not have a basic mountain.
Good call.
I would do the same thing. Makes sense to me.
Yeah, David's on 4 colors. It's not likely that he has one of his most obscure colors.
And with all those colors, you know you're not playing that many basics.
Yeah, you can't. You can't. And so far, the only red cards we've seen from David are Saheeli.
Yep, and it looks like David did not have a mountain. He went and grabbed an island.
Yeah.
Those are some sweet Grand Prix lands.
Yeah.
Foily.
Yeah.
You can only get them at Grand Prix this year. Or, sorry. Oh, actually, no. There's still Grand Prix.
There's still Grand Prix still next year.
Next year, they're Magic Fests.
Yeah.
I get a little chuckle off of that.
I just really hope that they're still going to do Pro Tour in Hawaii.
Not next year, though.
No, it's the year. It would be the year after is the next Pro Tour to Hawaii. But it doesn't seem likely since they don't want to do a GP here for some reason.
Well, the GP is because it's hard to get people out for attendance. But Pro Tour is probably we'll see how they want to address their Pro Tour things. I think Hawaii sits in this weird place between Asia Pacific and the US.
We've had quite a few people.
Oh, the Fatal Push off of the Field of Ruin.
That was a cast down, wasn't it?
No, that's Fatal Push. That was Fatal Push off of Field of Ruin.
Okay.
Which basically takes out the threat of the infinite combo.
Yep.
Which is super important.
It sure is.
And now Paul has individually taken care of the big threats, if that makes sense.
And now he has the ability to deal with things that... He's got the ability to do whatever he wants.
Well, right now, the game has swung... If there was an advantage bar, the game has swung back into Paul's favor with that collective brutality.
Collective brutality.
Yeah. Great card out of Eldritch Moon.
Yep.
One of the better, or one of the modal cards that we see a lot of play. I've noticed.
I did not expect that card to do what it did.
Oh, it does a lot in Modern. It does all the things you want against certain matchups. Yeah. Because it's usually 2 or 3 of the modes against 2 or 3 of the things. A different.
Well, the cool thing about it, especially in, I play 4 copies in my Hollow One deck.
Yep.
And the cool thing is, while there are only 3 modes on it, you can discard like 11 cards to it.
Gotcha. Looks like Paul is coming in now with the beats. He decides to come in with Tassiger and the Tireless Tracker now that he's taking care of all the big combo threats that David might have. David still needs the 3rd red land for the Kiki Jiki that he has.
Is that a combo?
That is a combo. David is David is running a combo, which Paul combo broke.
Oh,
yeah, he sure did.
That's bonus points when you break
broke it apart.
He broke it apart. He Field of Ruin is the 3rd red land, and off the Field of Ruin trigger, he Fatal Push the Felidar Guardian, which took both ways of getting that combo out in a single blow. And then he collected Brutality, the last creature. So David now has an Eternal Witness and a Lotus Cobra and an uncastable
Kiki Jiki.
Yeah.
Ooh, that hurts.
It's a little rough. David he need to top deck 2 turns basically to have a shot at this. But we'll see how it goes.
Aloha, Andy. All right.
The Lotus Cobra, you're right, the Lotus Cobra can make Kiki Jiki Mana now. So now he has to just pull a Guardian off the top.
Yeah. Well, no he doesn't. Kiki Jiki copies that Eternal Witness, gets his Guardian back out of the graveyard.
Right.
Which flickers the Kiki Jiki, which makes a copy of the Guardian and kills Paul.
You got it.
Yeah.
However...
Collective Brutality, double mode...
Decides Lotus Cobra.
Drain and die.
No Lotus Cobra for you.
Yeah. The Lotus Cobra is one of my favorite Magic cards.
Yep.
Unfortunately, it's very fragile.
Does a lot of cool stuff, though.
Sure does.
Yeah.
Sure does.
Lotus Cobra. There's a lot of cool Land Matters cards in that's coming out of those sets.
Yeah, I played a deck in that standard. It's called Obwave. Because Omnixilis, the Fallen, and Genesis Wave were in the same format as Fetches and Lotus Cobras.
It looks like David has seen enough. His combo has been broken, so we are moving to a game 3.
Yeah.
I'm please don't be mad at me, but every time I hear Kiki Jiki now, all I can think of is that really silly Kiki Challenge thing that's on in my head.
You know, the Kiki Challenge bugged me.
Yeah.
Yes, Warbro, it is from Original Zendikar.
It is, yeah.
But my buddy linked me one. This girl gets out to do the Kiki Challenge.
Yeah.
And the guy driving the car slams on the brakes and she smashes into the window and eats it, and then he drives off.
Oh, boy.
I couldn't stop laughing.
Yowza. Like, if
I tell you right now,
if I played the Kiki Jiki combo, like, every time I resolved it, I just would want to be like, Kiki, do you love me?
If anybody jumped out of my car to start Kiki dancing, I'd just speed off. I'd just, like, slowly increase speed till they can't keep up, and I'd be gone.
It's because we're getting older, Ben, and we're getting into our get-off-our-lawn stage, you know?
I must have been on my get-off-my-lawn stage for, like, the last 5-6 years, because memes don't make me laugh anymore.
It happens, my friend.
I noticed that today I got a bunch of gray in my beard.
Yeah, I found gray hairs though for the first time the other day. I was not thrilled.
Yeah, right?
But that's okay. That means we're just better or
distinguished.
Yeah, distinguished and better Magic players, right? Because we've been around longer. That's how that works.
Yeah.
Yep. That's not how that works.
We've been playing a long time.
We've been playing a long time, and
I remember when damage used to stack to you.
I used to get burned by mana, my friend. Have a good night, Struggle is Real. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope to see you again tomorrow.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see you in the store.
Some of the people in chat will probably be here, and people that you've heard on stream tonight will definitely be there. It's been a little bit of a hodgepodge because we've had a lot of visitors, but thank you so much for joining us. We do appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
So we are going to Game 3 of Round 3 in our modern FNM here at Other Realms. We're broadcasting from the Nimitz Center. We're right behind Best Buy.
We are.
Easy to find us.
Yeah, so it's a nice location.
Yeah, one of the largest gaming stores in Hawaii.
Yeah.
We have everything here, not just Magic, D&D, comic books,
you like board
games, tabletop, Warhammer. We got it all here. Mm-hmm. But we're here tonight for Magic FNM. We will be here tomorrow night for Magic League. And it's just me and Ben here with you tonight. And thank you so much for joining us. We do appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, Other Realms. How are you doing?
Hey, buddy.
Jake, our
Jake
tech guy.
Farm. He's also the tech guy.
You don't get to see him much, but he's doing all the techno wizardry behind the camera. And
is Jake a techno wizard?
He is a techno wizard. He just doesn't tell anybody.
Sorry, Jake. It's out of the bag now.
Yeah. We did catch him on our old school series, so if you want to catch Jake and hear his lovely voice, you can come check out our YouTube channel, which has our Powerless Old School section, and Jake makes an appearance in our most recent episode.
Yes, Powerless Old School is a lot of fun.
He has crazy wizard hands. In fact, he looks like he's a Dimir wizard, which I'm cool with. Actually, looks like Liliana magic. He is a techno goblin.
Yeah.
How you doing, Kairos? Welcome. Nice to see you again.
It's been a while.
Alright, looks like they both like their hands. David's going to lead with a Windset Heath coming out. David has a Voice of Resurgence. I think I caught a Lotus Cobra.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like we're going to take a look with the thought.
Double Lotus Cobra.
Double Lotus Cobra, Voice of Resurgence, Triple Land.
So, I gotta tell you, man.
What's up?
Some of my favorite stuff I ever done was...
Aloha Kairos.
Double Lotus Cobra and Fetches. It's really, really gross.
Pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
Jake, if you could bring up Lotus Cobra for the audience, it is a wonderful magic card.
I don't know about wonderful.
Not wonderful enough for Paul to take, but he decided Voice of Resurgence is definitely not what we want to see.
No, yeah. Voice of Resurgence really solid against Rock.
Yep. Paul does like to see that the Lotus Cobra will make all this mana for things that don't exist yet in David's hand. So, totally fine taking Voice of Resurgence.
Yeah, it's definitely the more important threat here.
Yep, and we're not sure if Paul actually has another discard spell, but It's not out of the question given that he's playing rock.
Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me.
No, not at all.
He's probably running a full 7 or 8 in the main board.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
What we haven't seen yet, though, and I definitely have expected to see it multiple times, is the Tarmogoyf.
It might not be playing a Tarmogoyf.
There's a good chance.
This could win with like Liliana's and Tassigars.
We haven't seen a Liliana either.
I saw Liliana
in
Paul's hand early in the first game, but he never had a chance to cast it. And
there's
the Tarmogoyf.
Hey, speak of the devil, and he shall appear.
And it looks like there are 3 things: the Voice of Resurgence, a land, and a Thoughtseize, making that a 3/4 Tarmogoyf.
Good old Tarmogoyf.
One of the most consistently powerful cards in Magic. Gets bigger as everything starts hitting the graveyard.
In Modern, it is most commonly a 4/5 for 2 mana.
What doesn't grow dies, and what dies grows the Tarmogoyf.
It's a nice little spiral there.
It is a Lurgoyf. In fact, not the first Lurgoyf.
No, the first Lurgoyf was Lurgoyf.
Was Lurgoyf, yes.
Not a good Magic card.
But one of the better Lurgoyfs, certainly.
I think it might be the best.
David has now access to an insane amount of mana.
He sure does.
But a bunch of 1/1s and 0/1s on the field.
2/1s.
The 2/1s. I'm sorry, 2/1s. Sorry, yes.
So he could throw them both in front of that Tarmogoyf and no longer kill it.
Well, that Tarmogoyf... Okay, that Tarmogoyf is still a 3/4. But we'll see if it's still a 3/4 after this.
Fatal Push on a Lotus Cobra.
Okay.
Swing for a lot.
Maybe swing for a lot, save the Fatal Push for blocks.
True.
Right?
That'd probably be better.
Yeah. Or just
Maelstrom
kill
Pulse.
all the Lotus Cobras.
Yeah, Maelstrom Pulse is real good.
Yep, Maelstrom Pulse kills all the creatures with the same name. Now David is left with Birds of Paradise versus a Lurgoyf that is going to start getting bigger.
Unlikely to be blocking.
Yep.
That is a pretty sweet card. Used to be a bulk rare.
Yep. The hidden story behind that is one vendor during one tournament decided that card was too good, and back in the days before the kind of internet Magic kind of craze, went to all the other vendors,
bought them all for like less than a quarter.
For $1. Yeah, he bought every single copy for $1, and then.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, my first place that I got out of the bulk rare bin.
Yep.
At the store that I worked at. The card also spoiled the release of Planeswalkers.
Yeah, some cards are very integral in Magic's history, and Tarmogoyf is certainly one of them.
Yep. It when it came out in Future Sight, it mentioned Planeswalker as a card type. And that was still 2 sets before.
So Paul decides to Fatal Push the Birds of Paradise.
Good call.
Leaving David without any resources.
Yep.
Other than mana.
With a Tireless Tracker and a Tarmogoyf.
Yep.
It's a pretty quick clock.
Paul, the Noble Hierarch, puts out a blocker, but not much else here for David. He's going to have to find some sort of gas or things to turn things around quickly. We'll see what pieces in his toolbox he has for a Tarmogoyf. I don't know if he's running Path to Exiles. It might be tough.
I think he may have 1 or 2 in the sideboard.
I think it's tough because honestly, in game 1 and 2, we did not see Paul play out. We didn't, like you said, you didn't see a Tarmogoyf. We also didn't see a Liliana come out, both of which are staples in the deck.
Yeah.
So David can't be entirely sure of what's in the list.
This is true.
So sideboarding might be a little difficult.
Now he can probably extrapolate what we're gonna see, but it just Paul has given no hints that he's running any walkers at all.
That's true.
And a Liliana of the Veil here would be pretty devastating.
But right now, David is on a clock. It looks like he's going to try an Eldritch Evolution.
For, probably, I'm going to guess Kitchen Finks.
Kitchen Finks, because he can, for 3,
yeah.
Kitchen Finks, he could try Tireless Tracker as well.
I believe Eldritch Evolution should be exiled here.
He could Renegade Rallier and bring back the Voice of Resurgence.
That's what he's doing exactly.
Okay. So the interesting part about this 4-color toolbox decks is it actually gives you like 4 to 5 lines of play every time.
Yeah.
And choosing the right line of play based on what's going on the board state, as well as what your opponent's playing, can be both rewarding and both tricky, right?
Yes.
Like you can either make the right decision incredibly right and just win the game off of that.
Yeah.
Or you could just make the decision just slightly less optimal and lose the game. It's very fragile, but it gives you a lot of lines of play. So a lot of people, and David is a person who likes playing these kind of decks where it gives you as many ways to play to your outs as possible. And should reward you for playing to your outs correctly.
The one thing I'm not a big fan of with toolbox decks, and this is just me personally, is that it requires a lot of meta knowledge.
It does. It's based off what else you expect to see.
Yeah. It's not one of those ones you can just grab a list offline and take it to your LGS and play it, because it might not work.
And for David, he's pretty new on this deck, but he's found quite a lot of success on it. He's crushed me on this deck.
Yeah,
certainly.
When I first talked with him about when he was putting it together.
Yep.
It just didn't sound.
It's hard to explain too, because
it just doesn't. On paper, it doesn't sound like a great deck.
Right.
It sounds like it's trying to do way too much. And then
but
once you see it play out, it actually works.
It's kind of
really well.
It's kind of like a creature-based storm in the sense that you don't have to choose the best way to get to a spell resolution, but you want to pick the best way to get to your combo based off what you have. Right.
Agreed. This is a tough one. Yeah. I think that's where I go.
Yeah, because the Renegade Rallier doesn't give you any value on the field anyway. If you get it in the graveyard, there's other cards that will bring it back easily enough such that you can actually get the trigger again.
Now, the problem is he is 2 lands away from Sun Titan.
2 lands away from Sun Titan. He could probably get an Eternal Witness. He's pretty far away from his combo if he doesn't have a Saheeli or the Guardian in hand.
Yeah.
So it's not great, and he's still facing down the 4/5 now Tarmogoyf, which is it's still a body. But
Saheeli would do work here, though.
But that being said, David is doing the right things in that he has to play to what outs he has left, right?
He has to just stay alive.
You have it might not be the best thing you can do, but it might be the only thing you can do. And as long as you keep doing that, you'll have more success than not playing your toolbox.
Agreed. So we're seeing an Oath of Nissa.
Alright, this will let him take a look for basically a permanent. I believe it's a
land or a planeswalker.
No, is it?
Creature, actually, no, I think creature is on that list.
I thought you can do land, creature, or planeswalker. Or even enchantment, is that right? Could you bring that up, Jake? Oath of Nissa, please. I think it's 3, but I just gotta check. So he's going to bring Phantasmal Image, copying the Tarmogoyf. So you can look at the top 3, you get a creature, land, or planeswalker. So yeah, it's 3.
It's a good card.
Yep. And Phantasmal Image, also a good card, copying the Tarmogoyf, giving him a reasonable blocker. However, if Paul's able to target it literally with anything, it'll have to...
It'll get sacrificed.
Image away, much like other clone effects.
Assassin's Trophy does not resolve.
Yep, because it just targets the Phantasmal Image, which is more than enough.
So there was one thing that I saw. I never knew this card existed.
What's that?
It's an Illusion Lord.
Illusion Lord, okay.
Yeah, so it buffs your illusions and gives them all hexproof.
It's pretty good. Where is it from? What is it called?
I don't remember what it's called.
Okay.
But I saw it the other day.
So David is at 2, and Paul playing out that second copy of Tireless Tracker. See if he plays a land to get another clue. If not, that's reasonable. He still has lethal on board. He's going to Thoughtseize, make sure there's nothing crazy in David's hand.
It's called Lord of the Unreal.
Okay. And David probably doesn't... I'm not sure what out he has. We'll see. Oh, he's got something to play. Oath of
Nissa.
So he'll be able to pick up a land, planeswalker, or a creature.
Yeah, I think he has to draw Saheeli here. Making a copy of that Voice of Resurgence seems the way to go.
Yeah, that might be... There's not a ton of outs left, certainly.
No, there's definitely not.
So I see a Shalai, which he can't cast.
He takes a Temple Garden.
Interesting. Ah. He shocks himself to death.
Yeah. Out on your own terms, I guess.
That's fair.
So Shalai would have bought him another turn, but that's not...
He couldn't play it. Shalai, he only had 3 lands available.
Oh, he tapped the one for the Oath.
Yep.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So
I mean, the Birds buys him another turn, I guess, but...
Yep. So it looks like the Rock got there. A combination of discard spells and removal.